I ranked the 7 most common places roofing sales reps actually park their money by one thing: how much that account is quietly costing you every single month you leave it there. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, my money's in the bank, it's fine, I'm not losing anything, that's exactly the thought I want you to hold on to for the next few minutes, because it's the most expensive assumption you're making right now. Here's what nobody's telling you. The account your commission check lands in was designed for the bank's convenience, not yours. While you're out closing deals in the heat, that money is sitting in an account paying you next to nothing, and the bank is using it to make money for themselves. The gap between what you're earning on that cash and what you could be earning is truly real, and it compounds every single slow month. Most roofing sales reps have no idea there's a difference between where money sits and where money works. So during the slow stretch, when the pipeline is dry and the next check is weeks out, you're watching a balance that's been quietly shrinking from fees and inflation instead of quietly growing. That's not a cash flow problem. That's a system problem. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where each option ranks, which accounts are worth your time, which ones are straight up traps dressed up in marketing, and where I personally park cash on a commission income that swings hard in both directions. Now, I've watched enough roofing sales reps blow through a big month and hit February completely sideways to know the parking decision matters more than most guys think. Where you put the money in October determines whether you survive March. I've been on both sides of that, and I built my cash system around it. So here's how the ranking works and why a few of these results are going to make you want to move your money before the video's over. Number 7, cash at home. Dead last, no contest. I'm not joking when I say this makes the list. Most guys I talk to have a stack somewhere. Maybe it's the safe in the closet. Maybe it's the center console of the truck. Maybe it's the envelope you told yourself was for emergencies. Whatever the form, the verdict is the same. Cash you can physically touch is the worst place your commission money can live. Cash at home earns nothing. Zero. It doesn't just sit still, it actively shrinks. Inflation is a real tax on idle dollars. The $3,000 you stashed in October buys less in March than it did when you put it there. And that's before you talk about the true risk. You spend it because it's there. Physical access is the enemy of financial discipline, and commission income already makes discipline harder than it needs to be. There's also no FDIC protection on cash in your truck. Your bank account is insured up to $250,000. The center console is insured by nothing. Every dollar needs a job, and that job requires a named account. Cash in a drawer has no job. It has no name. It has no structure. It's the financial equivalent of leaving your best leads on a napkin instead of logging them in your CRM. Cash at home isn't a safety net. It's a spending trigger dressed up as security. Number 6, Roth IRA. Let me be clear before I explain this ranking. A Roth IRA is one of the most powerful wealth building tools available to a commission earner. This entry isn't about whether you should have one. You should. This is about why it ranks near the bottom of a cash parking list. A Roth IRA is a tax-advantaged retirement account. Contributions go in after tax and grow tax-free over decades. That's the design. It was built for long-term wealth accumulation, not for tax monies or emergency funds. Using it as a parking account gets the job completely wrong. Here's the practical problem. Early withdrawal rules create penalties on gains before age 59 and a half. Annual contribution limits cap how much goes in each year, and the money you pull out prematurely is money that loses decades of compounding it can never recover. For your operating cash, your tax reserve, and your emergency fund, a Roth IRA is the wrong tool for the job. The ranking isn't a verdict on the account. It's a verdict on the category. A Roth IRA belongs in your wealth building system. It doesn't belong in your cash management system. Those are two completely different conversations, and mixing them costs you in both directions. Open one, fund it consistently, leave it alone. Just don't count it as a place to park working capital. Number 5, traditional savings account. One step above a Roth IRA in the wrong category. Not by much and not for flattering reasons. A traditional savings account pays a rate that is technically higher than a checking account, but practically irrelevant. We're talking about a rate so low it doesn't keep pace with inflation. Your money is saved in the sense that you're not spending it. It is not saved in the sense that it's growing or even holding its value in real terms. There's also the transfer question. Many banks still limit how often you can move money out of a savings account per month, typically around 6 transfers, even though the federal rule requiring that limit was removed a few years ago. For a commission earner who needs flexibility during a slow stretch, that's a friction point in the wrong direction. You want friction between you and the account on the spending side. You don't want friction when you legitimately need the money. The deeper problem is proximity. A traditional savings account at a big bank lives in the same app as your checking account. Same login, 2 taps to transfer. That convenience eliminates the behavioral firewall your slow season reserve needs. When anxiety hits in February and the pipeline is dry, that savings balance is one impulse away from becoming a spending balance. A savings account that earns nothing and lives next to your checking account isn't a savings account. It's a checking account with a longer name and an occasional transfer limit. Number 4, checking account. This is where most commission checks land, and for most roofing sales reps, it's also where they live, spend, save, and try to do everything at once out of one account. That's the problem. A checking account at Wells Fargo, Chase, or Bank of America isn't inherently bad. You need one. The issue is using it as your entire financial system. When everything lives in one account, you have no idea what's actually available to spend. An $8,000 balance looks fine until you remember $2,400 owed to the IRS, $1,200 goes to the truck payment next week, and $800 is supposed to be your slow season buffer. One account can't hold 4 jobs at once. It just holds a number that lies to you. A checking account also pays you almost nothing on your balance. You're not losing money the way you do with cash at home, but you're not gaining anything either. And the fees. Monthly maintenance fees, overdraft fees, minimum balance fees. These accounts are designed to extract small amounts from you consistently, and most guys never notice because each charge looks trivial by itself. The fix isn't a better checking account. It's giving your checking account one specific job instead of all of them. One account trying to do everything is the financial equivalent of running every job out of your personal cell phone. It works until it doesn't, and when it breaks everything. Hey, if this breakdown is landing for you, that's exactly what this channel is built for. Subscribe so you don't miss the next video so you can make the most from your commission income the moment a big check hits. Now, let's get into the accounts that actually move the needle. Number 3, money market account. Now we're getting into the territory where the accounts actually start doing something. Money market accounts rank above traditional savings and checking because they typically pay a meaningfully higher rate. And at a brokerage, they can offer additional features like check writing and debit access. If you got a money market account at a broker like Fidelity or Schwab or even a credit union, then you're in better shape than the guy with everything in the single checking account. But here's where money market accounts fall short for a commission earner specifically. The rate advantage over a high yield savings account is often minimal or non-existent, and the complexity goes up. Money market accounts require a brokerage relationship. That's not a problem if you're already investing, and you should be, but it adds friction if you're trying to set up a dedicated tax reserve or slow season buffer as a standalone account. The bigger issue is that money market accounts at big banks are often not meaningfully better than traditional savings. Always check the actual rate before assuming the company name means something. Money market accounts are a reasonable holding spot for money that's actively being deployed. It's a step in the right direction. It's just not the destination. Number 2, high yield savings account. Here's where the ranking shifts. A high yield savings account at an online bank like Goldman Sachs, Ally, or American Express earns meaningfully more than a standard checking account. Once you have yours set up, you'll notice a significant difference on a balance of $10,000, $20,000, or $30,000 sitting in reserves. The rate advantage is the obvious win, but for a commission earner, the structural win matters just as much. A high yield savings account at a separate bank creates the friction the multi-account system is specifically designed to build into your cash structure. You're not logging into the same app you use to pay your truck payment. You're logging into a different institution. That 2-day transfer window is the fail-safe feature. It slows down the likelihood of an impulse raid. The tax reserve specifically needs to be somewhere you won't accidentally spend it. A high yield savings account as a separate institution with no debit card attached is the right structure. When I was closing deals and running this system on my own income, the cash reserve sat in a separate high yield savings account completely out of reach during a slow month. It was never available to spend freely. It was only ever available to pull when things got really tight. That's the job. It's a behavioral firewall between your commission income and your financial stability. Number 1, the multi-account system. This isn't a single account, and that's the point, and that's why it ranks first. Every account above this one is a tool. The 5-account system is a strategy that decides how your money flows. Without it, you're making choices in isolation. With it, every dollar that hits your commission check has a named destination before you spend a single cent of it. Here's how the structure works. 5 accounts split across 2 banks. Your main checking is where your commission gets deposited, and a portion handles fixed bills and living needs. A daily spending checking account holds your variable lifestyle money, capped to create behavioral limits. A fun account holds 5 to 10% of your income, and you're supposed to spend it to zero, guilt-free. An emergency fund high yield savings account sits at a separate bank, no debit card, building towards a target of a few times your bare bones monthly expenses. And a tax reserve high yield savings account, also at a separate bank, also no debit card, holds 25 to 30% of every commission check, untouched until the IRS needs it. 2 banks, 5 accounts, each one named, each one with a defined allocation of your income, each one with a job. The behavioral mechanic is what makes this work. When your commission check hits, you distribute it the same day, not when you get around to it, same day. The money has a job before you spend it on something it wasn't meant for. The October check gets split before you've had time to feel rich. The February drought gets survived because the emergency fund and the buffer are already in place. That structure is what made it possible for me to pay off a $175,000 mortgage in 16 months on commission income. You can't backfill a system. You have to build it first, then the income funds it. Your math depends on your goals, income, debt level, and your timeline. But the structure is the same for every commission earner. 5 accounts, 2 banks, same day allocation. The best place to park your money isn't a product, it's a system. And the system only works if you build it before the next big check lands. You can get the free Feast or Famine Survival Guide, which walks you through the first step of the Feast cash flow system. You can also check out the full system, including which allocation strategies to use and how to name each account so the system actually sticks by enrolling in the Feast course today. I'll drop the links below so you can check it out for yourself. Hey Roof Money Pros, if that ranking landed for you, hit subscribe. The whole channel is built around one idea. You're earning enough, you just need a structure that keeps it. Drop a comment below with where your commission checks are currently landing or how you would have ranked these. If you've got a topic you'd like me to cover, be sure to drop a comment below as well. Thanks for watching, and in the meantime, keep stacking, keep building, and I'll see you in the next one.